I'm about to give you guys a formula to get everything you want in the video editing space. I'm about to show you exactly what got me this plaque right here, and this exact formula also led me to make close to $30,000 US every single month. I have lived this, and I'm going to give it to you as well. The objective of this video is going to be to break down some false beliefs, give you guys a kind of timeline for success, and give you guys two kind of character profiles. You might fall into the worst one. Hopefully you don't, but I'm going to show you the best one as well. This is all backed up by data from my private members community video production. Plus, if you haven't joined already, I highly suggest you do. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Real quick, some couple things we have to talk about. In this video production game, it is highly competitive. The reason is because who the hell wouldn't want to sit at home all day editing videos and being able to not have to go get a job? Now, over time, sure, the novelty kind of does wear off a little bit, and you think, well, maybe I'm going to start outsourcing my work, or you know what, I'm staying inside a little bit too much now. I need a fucking social life, bro. Jesus, what's happening here? I get that, I do. But in the early days, when the novelty is there, you think, normal job, bad, video editing, this amazing thing inside. I can't wait to not have to go get a job. I'm going to do video editing. You're monetizing probably a passion at that point. So this is a good job to have. It's got a lot of perks. You've got time freedom. You've got location freedom. I've been next to the pool editing videos. It's tough. You can't really stay out there for long. The glare of the sun, at least on the MacBook, usually is unenjoyable. But I've done it. I've also just toured around the world, having fun while editing videos on the side, making money. So location freedom, time freedom. Time freedom means you don't actually have to report to anybody. Of course, you got some clients, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, you make your own schedule. It's not 9 a.m. You have to be here, blah, blah, blah. So you have a bunch of perks, which means this is a good job to have. Now, if you're watching this video, you probably already understand it's a good job to have. So what does that mean? It means that you will have to put some work in up front to eventually make it, because a lot of people want to make it in this industry because it's a pretty good job to have. Cool. That's pretty self-explanatory. Now, my favorite way to encapsulate that and make it fun is the game gets greater later. I need to make some the game gets greater later merch, but to be honest with you, this is so true because in the early days, it can kind of suck. When nothing's going your way, no clients even look your way, you've got really no social proof, no credibility, no case study, so it's tough to make a good argument that you actually are even worth hiring. And the game eventually does get greater later because the winners persist through that stage, and then they eventually make it to a point where they have more leverage, and all of a sudden they're making money and they're getting clients, and then at that point, the snowball effect happens. Now, I'll literally just, to drive this point home, I'll just literally give you an idea of what I mean by that. So it's like all industries, if we look at this as like a ski slope, right? Here's the top of the ski slope. Here's the bottom, right? I'll just say bot. So what happens with a snowball? Well, if a snowball starts rolling at the top of the hill, it starts really small, right? So that's you at the start. It sucks. No one cares about you, no case studies, testimonials, blah, blah, blah. Now, eventually, as it builds more momentum, and these are my shitty arrows, and it works its way down the hill, it starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And the growth that literally used to take it, potentially months, right? Let's go ahead and call this like, 0 to, $0 to $1,000 a month, right? Let's say that took like 6 months right here. All of a sudden, you can go to 1,000 to 5 in another 3, another 2, maybe even if it's another 6, it's still 5 times faster than before, right? So the game gets greater later. This initial stage up here, right, is the bit that usually shakes people out. Now, the reason it shakes people out is because there is an element of winners and losers in this game. And that really, to me, is only defined as the mindset that you have. I see certain people, and I'm going to back this up in a second. I'm going to give you 2 people to showcase to you, but there are certain people who put themselves in a highly anxious, scared mindset. Oh my God, I have such a short period of time to make it. And then there's certain people that are like, I'm just here for the ride, baby. I'm here to have some fun. And ultimately, they end up having the right mindset so they can persist through the kind of early stages, which can suck. It can suck to be rejected every single day by clients. It can suck to watch competition take clients easily and have you sat there kind of doubting yourself, feeling like, whoa, what are they doing that I'm not doing? I think I'm better than them, blah, blah, blah. And it can suck in the early stages, normal. So let's go ahead and break down 2 character profiles, right? Real quick, right? The character profiles are the individual who doesn't need to make something work right away. Now, what I can say here is my favorite students that I teach, right, in VP Plus, they are the ones that truly enjoy this and don't have a timeline or a deadline. That means they can remove the stress and just grind until it works, because you do have to put in an undisclosed amount of time up front for the game to get greater later and to make a bunch of money. So what that means is there will be a period where you probably aren't earning anything or you're earning really shit, which means if you have some looming deadline, I gotta make money this month, it could be highly stressful because there is an element of luck here. The element of luck here is that your outreaches are going to connect, you're going to get seen by people, you're going to get inbound leads. Now, over a long enough period of time, you can rig the odds in your favor by being super consistent, vetting clients more, qualifying leads more, and that stuff can be for another video. But today, we can go ahead and break it down that it is luck, right? Absolutely. Like anything's luck, right? If we want to go and, compete in a sport, there's an element of luck that day. The wind was blowing a little bit, the ball got taken, whatever, right? So, that's normal. There's no way to, have some guarantee. In fact, anything that comes with a guarantee in life, whether it be, get this degree, you're guaranteed to do this, whether this, usually, if there's less risk, there's less reward. That's what I'm trying to say. Cool. So, my favorite student is the one that actually has no deadline and just says, I'm here to grind, let's go ahead and make it. So show Yaya on the screen right now. Yaya literally jumped into VP Plus. It's July 29th when I'm recording this. He jumped in on July 12th, right? On the 12th of July, I made the decision to join VP Plus. I paid $50 and the results, 173 followers to 311 followers on X. $200 a month to $400 to $800 a month, 1 to 2 short-term clients to 2 part-time and 2 full-time clients. My PayPal flooded with money. I'm going to buy myself a laptop right now. In July, I made $700. So, right, 700 divided by 50, what's that? A 12x, something like that, right? So, amazing. You've absolutely crushed it, Yaya. You made a 12x on his money, right? Goals of September, buy my mother an iPhone 15. First travel with freelancing money. I believe in myself that I can do it. So Yaya came into VP Plus literally less than 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago. In that time, he's made 12 times his money back. VP Plus costs $50 a month. I think it's pretty cheap because pretty much everybody makes their money back. And all of a sudden, he is doing fantastic. So what's the story there? Yaya really enjoyed video production and he came in and just hustled. He put his head down. He just hustled. He just put the work in over and over and over and over and over again. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you another story about another VP Plus killer who has had a win, but I was a little nervous there because of the way he approached it. Now, Awad, nothing but love to you, brother. I'm sharing this story as a kind of anchoring point to show a harder student to work with. And what that means is the position you're in, not you. You're obviously a pleasure, but the hardest students that I teach are the ones that are in a tough position, right? The ones that need to make something happen quick. That puts them in a high-pressure situation, a do or die, a make it or break it, that can be highly, highly stressful because there is an element of chance. Yaya and the mindset Yaya had, he could have kept going for another couple months with minimal happening and eventually made it because he was just doing it for the right reasons. He really enjoyed it. He was hustling. He was going through the hero's journey. The game was going to get greater later. He was going through the snowball effect. Awad, who I'm about to show you messages from right now, who has gone on to do fantastic in his first month, he came into VP Plus and he was in a more stressed position. He said, Jack, this cost a lot of money to join here, bro, right? I'm from Egypt. The monthly salary here in Egypt is nothing, right? So it cost me a significant amount of my savings to come and join VP Plus for a month. I don't know if I could stay here for another month. I have to make something happen this very month. He's driving Uber and he has a family. So he said, I have very minimal amount of time because I'm driving Uber all day to support my family. I've got a family who I need to spend a bit of time with as well. And I need to make something happen in a month or else I literally won't be able to afford VP Plus. This is a load of money for me in my local area. So that was a high pressure situation, right? You had to make something happen today. Now, because there's an element of luck, we don't know if today we're going to make something happen. It might take a couple months. It might take a day for some, but it's completely different across the board. So I want you guys to understand that there totally is an element of luck to this. And luckily, Awad was able to put the work in. Now, what did we say to Awad? When I talked to Awad on a call, and I'll show some messages right now of him crushing it, but when I talked to Awad on our weekly VP Plus live sessions, we do them every single day, Monday to Friday, I said, Awad, the reality of this situation is you have to make time for this to make the odds go in your favor. Again, if you're super consistent, the odds start to swing in your favor and you get luckier, right? Because we're talking about an element of luck here. But if you only do it for 5 minutes a day, good luck getting the luck in your favor. It's just not going to work. You're not putting enough aggressive action pressure towards it. So I told Awad, for the next month, you might actually have to sacrifice some family time. If you've got to support the family by going to work Uber every single day, and you come home, if you're spending time with your family, it's going to be really tough for you to have any meaningful time to make this career work for you. So I said, you might have to sit your family down and say, guys, this is for our future. I'm not going to be around as much for the next month. I need to put my all into this. And when I make it happen, not only am I going to have more time for us, I'm going to have all day because I'm going to be able to quit Uber. And that's what I told Awad. So if we throw this on the screen right now, closing my 2K client after a call with you, I got a $200 paid sample. Then if he liked it, I would be his editor, 2 videos a month for $1,000 each. So Awad, a $200 paid sample, Awad told me he was making $60 a month driving Uber. And you think about it, he pays close to that. He paid close to that for VP Plus. So that's why he took a big risk on it, right? $200 would be near 4 times his monthly salary driving Uber. So off of one single paid sample, which is now leading to a full-time gig editing for a 2K client, he was able to make his cash back. But I breathed a sigh of relief when I read this because these are, like I said, my least favorite individuals to deal with, and it's not because of Awad. Awad, you're a legend, boss. We've talked multiple times on the call. Great guy. And I'm so glad you've seen through this plan. So it's not because of the individual. It's because the situation gives me stress. I'm like, oh my God, that's going to be a tough one. Hopefully he can make it happen. And on a long enough time frame, if he said, yo, I've got 3 months, I've got 6 months, I'd be like, oh, cool, yeah, this is going to happen, of course. But a month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, it can be trickier because, like I said, there is an element of luck to it. So where am I going with this? Where the hell am I going with this? First off, congrats to both Yahya and Awad. Killers, absolute killers. What led these guys to success? Well, Awad has been hustling nonstop, but what led these guys to success? What strategy? So if I go ahead and throw this up on the screen, Yahya, this is Yahya's personal brand. Now, he said he scaled to over 300 followers, right? How did he scale to over 300 followers? We have a strategy in VP Plus called the Blue Path. The Blue Path essentially enables us to blow people's personal brands up. Now, we don't go through the old age of video production or the old age of outreach and the old age of freelancing where we send 50,000 boring outreach messages. We don't do that. What we do is we get our students positioning themselves as experts through social media and attracting inbound leads. So when you see everybody crushing it, 90% of the time, they're crushing it through inbound leads, people that came to them, not going to other people. Now, I do believe that eventually outreach can be super powerful, but a lot of the people who I deal with, right, you might be in the same position. A lot of my students, they don't have loads of social proof, case studies, etc. They're actually still towards this starting point of the career when the snowball is super small and they're just getting going. They're just getting warmed up. So ultimately, we had to problem solve here. I had to look at the average customer profile and say, you know what? Most of my students don't have social proof. They don't have case studies. Outreach is going to be tough because you're competing against people like me who can go to a client and say, yo, what's up? My name's Jack. I have a 500,000 subscriber YouTube channel. I've got all of these case studies. I've got all of these client results. Do you guys want to work on some content? Versus, hey, what's up? My name's John. I don't have anything, but would you like to work with me? Like, what one of those is more compelling? And I don't mean to be self-centered when I say that. It's you're competing with anybody who has all of that social proof already. It's near impossible in the early days, just because why would someone take a chance on someone who has no track record versus somebody that does? So how did we solve for this? Well, we built the Blue Path, which is a one-of-one custom strategy inside VP Plus that we help blow people up on social media. So we'll post before and afters. Yahya will post before and afters. All of a sudden, it's a great dummy-friendly way to showcase how bad the video was before, and now it's much better. The real kicker, and it's why VP Plus is so powerful, is that we act as a semi-engagement group for a lot of these posts where all of the engagement is coming from VP Plus members, which means it gets boosted in the algorithm, and then clients actually end up seeing it, and they end up hiring them because the video showcases a transformation, and they think, well, my video could look like that. I'd love for my video to look like that, blah, blah, blah. So ultimately, that right there is a, micro preview of what we do. And I really do think that if you do want to make something happen and you're in these early days, if we just kind of fast track, the rule that will change your video editing career is a lot of your success is going to come down the road. Like we literally talked about with the whiteboard presentation, this section right here might take you 6 months just to get to $1,000. Could do. We have a lot of people who do it in far less time. Obviously, Yaya just went to $200 to $700 a month in like 2 weeks, right? We've got loads of other people who are absolutely crushing it, multi-$1,000 retainers in their first week, in their first 2 weeks, whatever. But let's just, for argument's sake, say it took you 6 months to get to $1,000 a month, or 6 months to get to $2,000 a month. You could quite literally 5 to 10x that in the next 3 months, in the next couple months. It gets faster, right? The game gets quicker. You get more inbound leads. More people start coming to you. You have more social proof. You're able to land more people. So ultimately, if you wanted to actually go about this, I would say the smartest thing you could possibly do is understand that the game does get greater later. Your initial hustle right now is going to be a little slower. Eventually, you'll be moving so quick, you'll be doing the same progress that you used to do in 6 months, in a month, 2 months, 3 weeks, whatever the case may be. So the game gets greater later. That's ultimately the main lesson I wanted to talk about today. Now, I do suggest that you guys join VP Plus. The reason you should join VP Plus is because the blue path is 10 times more powerful. You have a community of 700 people who are going to help blow you up. You could, in theory, go through every single one of my YouTube videos and start to piece together some amazing strategies, but things like the blue path in particular, which is responsible for so many success stories in VP Plus, they are kind of only possible if you have a large group of people who are engaging with your posts, so then the post blows up in the algorithm and then clients see it. If you have a network of hundreds of people, or you're the most popular kid in your school and loads of people will like and comment on your posts, then they'll get boosted anyways, sure. So that actually is a great strategy for you. If you have hundreds of people to like, comment, and and share those videos, you could do it. But if you don't, VP Plus is going to help you do that. So simple as that. In fact, I'm going to give away 3 codes. If you guys go to VP Plus at the checkout and put in the code ONERULE, spelled like this, ONERULE, I'll give you guys the first month for $40 instead of $50. That's only 3 codes. I go and grab those now. I have a feeling they'll go pretty quick. Get the first month of VP Plus, try it out for $40 instead of $50 a month, and code ONERULE. This video right here is a banger. Click it. I'm jumping off your screen in 3, 2, 1. See you guys there. Peace.